Something interesting happened here in Finale when we were looking at the, the way that you could change time signatures. And if you go back and watch the earlier videos, you'll notice that this happened when we were playing in here. But let's go back to where we started in the simple meters, which was duple time, two somethings. And now I want to shift gears to compound meter, which is a different family of meters from simple meters. And it has to do with the symbol that you choose to represent the beat. And I'll show you why. Notice that when I'm choosing the symbol that represents the beat duration, as I scrolled through here, I always skipped that one and went to the next one. There was always one in between, and if your eye was faster than the hand, you caught that there was a dot every other selection that I make. So in other words, you go from the half note being the potential beat to the dotted quarter being the beat. So let's stop on this for a minute, because also notice that when I hit, now remember I already had settled in on not 100, not one, but two somethings to determine that it's going to be called a duple meter. Now remember, the first series of lectures were on simple meters, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. Now we're talking about compound meters. A compound meter is invoked or defined when you choose a value for the beat, two somethings, to be a dotted note. So let me make the two somethings in this case be a dotted quarter note. Now in this case, I'm probably going to be better off getting rid of our other notations in here, because I want to write rhythms in here that that actually makes sense with this time signature. We saw from the dialog box that that 6/8 wants to have two somethings in it, and that those somethings are dotted quarter notes.
I got to back up for a second.
Please.
So how does the 8 mean that it's a dotted quarter note?
That's what we have to deal with in this lecture. We haven't answered that yet.
Oh, okay.
Let's go gradually to the answer to that, although relatively quickly since we're on a time constraint here. I want to just first notice that you wouldn't be able to hear the difference, because I went in and I told Finale that the dotted quarter note lasts for a second. So when I play this, you're not going to hear any difference. You're simply hearing one event per second, and there would be an alleged accent on this event. So there are still two dotted quarters, but notice there aren't two quarters, there are two dotted quarters. We don't actually have a time signature in Western music that we call two dotted quarters per measure, where the top note is 2 and the bottom note is a dotted quarter. We could actually force the program to print that, but instead in Western music we call it 6/8 for simplicity's sake, because what's going to happen in this same type of meter is that there are potentially 6 6/8 notes in one of these measures. And notice that Finale conveniently beamed it into two groups.